No, this is not clickbait. I do feel we were being penalized for receiving 5 Apple feedbacks. I'm going to give you that at the end of the video. I got something back from support and I'm just puzzled on why they would do this. I'll share that with you at the end of the video, as well as talk on my 5 Apple percentages just through the floor here. I'll talk to you about that as we go along here. So first I'll get into my tip of the day for weight control. Number 2, just on decreasing of bookings and some reasons for that. Number 3, the number of teachers. Number 4, Cindy Me. I want to ask a question out to you about her, and just in terms of being penalized for 5 apples at the end and my 5 apple percentage. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Let's get right into it here today. So my tip, and this tip will go in 2 different areas. One for teaching and one for weight control also. If I could offer one tip to a teacher, my tip would be to stand in class. That would be the tip I would offer. It helps so much with your body language, and that just comes across in terms of energy to the student, I believe. Not only that, it will help with weight control also, because you burn between 60 and 100 calories when you sit per hour. Compared to when you stand, you burn between 100 and 200 calories per hour, depending on your weight, gender, age, etc. that way. So you burn double the amount of calories per hour when you stand. So, and I know you can't stand during each class. I know that takes some getting used to. So even if you tried standing 1 class a day and then let some time go by and then went 2 classes per day and so on and so forth from there. All I use is I put a TV table on top of my desk. It's nothing elaborate. It actually helps with props. I'm able to stack more props there. It's easy for me to get a hold of them. Anyways, that's on a side note. But I do feel it helps teaching as well as weight control, or it does help for sure for weight control. Teaching could be debatable, I guess, depending on your view on that. Okay. On to bookings. So there are a lot of reasons on why bookings are very difficult these days. It just seems to be getting tougher and tougher with each week that goes by. And just some of the recent things anyways were the cutting of the referral programs for parents. So they really brought down how many free classes a parent will get when they get a new student to come on board, or a new parent to come on board. It used to be 12, I believe, that they received, and now I think they've brought that way down. So that's dropping the amount of classes being booked. You've got students in Beijing and the big cities going back to school. That's bringing down bookings. That just happened at the start of June. As well as you've got prices which have increased on parents, I believe. So for the classes, they are now costing more to parents, and parents, of course, not having as much money because they haven't been working as much. So all of that together just makes for tough bookings all around. And not only that, topic number 3, we have numbers of teachers at just keep getting more and more, of course, with that. And I was teacher number 97,777. That was on November 11th of last year, Remembrance Day of last year. And I know that they hit 100,000 within a month of me getting hired. So that's telling me they were averaging or adding in around 3,000 or a few thousand every month, I believe, for that. And that was under normal circumstances. And as we can see in 2020, that things have not been normal. They've probably been adding a lot more for the obvious reasons. And I would say, even if they averaged 3,000 a month since I got hired, they would be above 115,000. I would venture to say they've been adding teachers hand over fist, and I bet you they're north of 125,000 teachers. I don't know. That's just a guess. I think that might be where they are at right now. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Please do subscribe. I love you subscribers. It makes my day when you subscribe to my channel. Like the video because it does help them get a few more views when you do like them. Okay, on to Cindy Me. Where is Cindy Me? So I got hired last year. I have not seen any traces of Cindy Me other than old YouTube videos online. Where is she? Is she still with the company? It would be so uplifting to hear a message from her, whether that be an email, video message. It would be so uplifting in these tougher times where morale seems to be at a low in terms of bookings, the pay structure. It would be great to hear from her. When's the last time you as experienced teachers have heard from her? I would love to know that. Leave that down in the comments. Let me know. When have you seen or heard of Cindy Me last in terms of an internal communication to the teachers? Okay, now on to the main topic of the video, which is on being penalized, I believe, for receiving 5 Apple feedbacks. This goes in terms of TEFL, and I feel it's so important to get that TEFL certificate, as I've mentioned in prior videos. And as we know, we have to get 10 4 or 5 Apple feedbacks after getting through the 4 modules. So I asked support because they came out with a statement. They said that if the parents don't leave feedback after 15 days, the class will count as a parent feedback rating of 4 or above for TEFL certificate purposes. So I figured, okay, I just have to get through 15 days and I'll get this after I pass my 4 modules. So I just want clarification. So I'll give you a screenshot here with my question that I asked support. I said, what happens if I get 3 5 Apple feedbacks in the first 15 days? Does each class taught after 15 days count towards the 10 4 or 5 Apple feedbacks? Or, since I received 3 5 Apple feedbacks, I then have to keep waiting for more parents to leave me reviews to count towards the 10. So basically, what if I get some 5 Apple feedbacks during that time? Do I then still get to count my classes after the 15 days? Does each one count as a 4 or 5 Apple feedback after that? And look at the answer they came back with. Please note that if you get 3 5 Apple feedbacks in the first 15 days, then each class taught after 15 days doesn't count towards the 10 4 or 5 Apple feedbacks. If the parents didn't leave feedback after 15 days, the class will be considered passed for TEFL certificate purposes. I hope it helps. Well, yes, it gives me my answer, but it doesn't help me get my TEFL certificate. So VIPKID, why are you doing this? Why am I getting penalized for getting 5 Apple feedbacks when someone could have passed the 4 modules, got no 5 Apple feedbacks in that time, and then they get their certificate before I will? Right now, just to give you an example, I have 5 Apple feedbacks. I've taught 85 classes in the last 10 days since I got my modules passed, my 4 modules. So I'm only halfway there. And I teach a lot of classes, 85 classes. My 5 Apple percentage during that time frame is 5.88%. So obviously that's going through the floor recently, which I think other teachers can relate to. But my question is, why are we being penalized for receiving 5 Apple feedbacks when if you don't get any, you're going to get the certificate faster than I am? And I feel so strongly that that certificate is so important to get, because I feel parents can search by it, or they will be searching by it, and maybe even encouraged to search by that. So that is my beef. Let me know if you share the same beef. I don't feel that that's fair. Leave some comments on what you think with that. Anyways, I'll do a video in the next few days. Please like the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next few days. Bye, everybody.